Afternoon, everybody. Welcome to First and Ted. You got Aaron here from 49ers First Takes. He joins me every
Was
Wednesday at 3:30 p.m. Pacific, 6:30 Eastern. Just typing in on Twitter to say that we are live so that it goes over my live stream. So hopefully people come here to YouTube and not waste time on Twitter where you can't respond, you can't reply, you can't interact. But Aaron, anything new today since we last talked last week? I don't know. It's kind of
Oh man,
slow news there.
I'm trying. Let me rack my brain for a second. Oh yeah, Nick Bosa got signed.
Oh hey yo, yeah. I was saying I had tweeted this morning that it's my 53rd birthday today, and the biggest thing I wanted was to not roll into the 2023 season with this 53-man roster. And my birthday wishes were granted. We signed Bosa. That's a big deal, a lot of money, but he's worth it. And we've got the super team assembled, everything but the quarterback. And maybe we have the quarterback too. I mean, I'm not writing off Purdy and saying he can't be that. So it's exciting. I mean, it feels exciting. I was fading us for this Sunday in Pittsburgh, but now it looks like Kittle might play, Ray might play, Gibson. There's a whole list of folks that I sent to you. Let me bring that up. I'm not going to put it up on screen, but I'll just at least talk about it a little bit. But it was a nice list. It was Ray, Oren Burks limited, Gibson limited, Hufanga limited, Kittle limited, Jordan Mason limited, and Moody limited. And it sounds like a lot of those guys are going to play, it sounds like. So that's exciting.
Man, I'll tell you, man, negativity around the 49ers the last couple of days, weeks since the Trey Lance trade has been very palpable. I mean, we know. I'm a little bit more optimistic with Purdy, but I'll say this for those who are not. At least there's not, for now, question marks surrounding the quarterback. They made their choice, okay? Whether it's the choice that is unanimous that everybody agrees with or not, they made their choice. That's been made. There's no going back. They can't take back the trade of Trey Lance. He's in Dallas. And then what a difference thinking about playing with Drake Jackson and Clelin Ferrell as your defensive end going into Pittsburgh. And now you got Nick Bosa with Hargrave and Armstead, and then whoever they decide to throw on the other side. Very, very optimistic. My brother did say that he thinks that the Niners are going to have a difficult game, but he does think that the Niners, he has to bring up my brother. He says the one thing he goes is their quarterback, he's not really established yet. You know what I mean? Like, he's good, but, we might be, puffing him up a little too much. I'm not saying that they're not going to have a good offensive game. In fact, I made a prediction that the Niners defense is going to struggle and that the Niners offense is going to have to carry the load. And I think they can, for the most part. It's all about pass protection and running the ball well, doing what they do best. If they can run the ball, if they can run the ball effectively in that game and keep the offensive line from not dropping back so many times, I think they'll be fine. But it's just exciting, We were so worried. I was so worried. The only thing I'll say though, Ted, is with these kind of situations, I always worry about injury. But Bosa is probably the most in shape guy. Shanahan, when asked about reps, he said something goofy like, as many as he can get out of him or something. And then he said something along the lines of, unless he shows up with a beer gut, he's going to play. So very happy. I know you are too, at least in the Nick Bosa department. I can't say anything about quarterback, but yeah, this could have been a really depressing show, and then like that happened, and it's like a totally different vibe. So,
yeah, I mean, ultimately, I think today is not the day for negativity. I think let's just keep it positive, and we'll see what happens.
I know that's difficult for you.
I know. Well, you said it's been really negative the last few days. I'm thinking to myself, man, I've really been spearheading some of that. So yeah, I mean, we got Bosa on board. He's signed. Hopefully, we don't play him too much this Sunday.
Right.
I think it'll be important to limit his snaps, keep him on a pitch count, however the game goes. Obviously, there's a lot of folks here in the chat, though, so let's catch up with some of them. Jimmy Perez in the house, James Durnall in the house, 187 in the house, big Purdy fan, 916 49er in the house, Fernando in the house. He's always so good about promoting our shows.
Yes,
He
he
did it
does.
this morning, and I messaged him like, "Oh, dude, I'm just, fixing the title and thumbnail. Can you do it again when I get it all fixed the right way instead of this? Sometimes I'll just put like 49ers updates with Aaron from 49ers First Takes as a placeholder, just so I can get you the links in advance as quickly as
Right.
possible, and then the next day or in the morning, I'll finalize like a real good title that has to do with something that's going on and a better thumbnail or whatnot. So, thanks, Fernando, for all your support. I don't understand this one. It says Big Cap Brock. Maybe he's capping on Brock. Yeah, I'm going to try and keep it positive today. I'm hoping that, I know that Purdy looked or better in the practices I missed than the ones I attended that were later. And so maybe he's kept getting better. Maybe he'll be right back to his 2022 form, which definitely could be enough if the team can stay healthy. And it's like we added Hargrave. There's a lot of reasons to be positive about this team for sure. So I'll try and keep it on that note for now at the very least. And then Fernando's asking, all right, Aaron, I have one question for you. How confident are you feeling after Nick Bosa signed and Kittle going to play? Does it change your confidence going into Sunday?
I have said in a couple streams that I was picking the Niners to win, but after I made those picks, I kind of started thinking about them, and I'm like, to me, it was like a 50-50 kind of proposition that, it could go either way. They're in Pittsburgh. That place is raucous. They're on the road to start the season. Pittsburgh is well coached. They have good players. So I would say from being optimistic to 50-50 to probably right now, I'm probably 60-40 Niners winning this game. It's all about how they're able to stave off the initial, and I said this with Breezy, Wayne Breezy on Saturday or Monday, I forget which day. He had 2 streams in like 3 days. It's all about absorbing the initial body blow that you're going to get on the road. You know what I mean? The crowd, the hype, everybody's cheering, everything's crazy. If the Niners can survive that and come out of like maybe the first quarter or the first quarter and a half and be close, I think this game is just as much as it is Pittsburgh's.
There you go. Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I was never really gung ho on the Niners to win this game. I was definitely not feeling it without Bosa and Kittle. Now that we got both of them back, I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, I still know that the Steelers are a much faster starting team than we are, so that's a concern. But we haven't started a season with Christian McCaffrey before, and especially not with Christian McCaffrey and Debo in kind of like good shape. And Kittle didn't start the beginning of last season, the first 2 games of 2022. So things are different. And Purdy, he's confident. He got voted team captain. There's a lot to like for sure. And even if, he's just dinking and dunking like he did in the preseason, that might be enough with a good run game. And it might be a good way to help, defeat TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith, the great edges for the elite and very good edges of the Steelers. So yeah, I'm definitely reversing my field. I was saying 28-21 Steelers, 23 Steelers win. I think I'll say like 31-27 Niners win now.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting game because the Niners offensive line is, just from how we've been talking and everybody's, whatever content creator you listen to, there's like 100 million of us, but everybody's talk of the offensive line being kind of a question mark. That's going to be probably the biggest story of this game is keeping Brock Purdy upright, and how do they do that? I am concerned, because Brock is, a little, like you said, he's a little guy, and he got hurt last year. So there's always that in the back of my mind. I don't want to see Sam Darnold, because that would mean like the season's already over. So keeping Brock healthy and upright in this game is probably, thank you very much, Bryant, by the way, is priority number one. I feel like this game is going to be one of those things where like the Steelers are going to come out and they're going to be super hyped. there might be like a bust-in coverage to start the game. It's always how these road games starts. You know what I mean? Like big bust-in coverage, somebody gets wide open downfield, and it's like, uh-oh. And then the Niners find a way to kind of like reel it back in at some point in the first or second quarter. So just you got to, like I said, you got to. I like that name, Young Dick Dong. Pause. Uh, yeah, I'm very I can't believe football's here, bro. Like it's September. I gotta aerate my lawn and put some weed and feed down for the fall and winter. You know, I gotta do my treatment. That's like the one thing I actually like going outside to do. So
Little Scott's turf builder.
yeah, a little turf builder. It's always to me, it's always great to do that stuff with like my Beats headphones on after a Niners win, and I just listen to like 95.7 the game or Locked On 49ers and just be like so happy doing it. So they better win. I want you got to give me like it's just win, baby. Hey, I'm not cracking. Listen, I make comments about Brock's size because pause. Because it's an apparent thing that people that kind of question him, and I mean Ted and others, that's something they bring up, and it's a true statement. He's not a big guy. Being said, like protecting him is very, very important, because when he's protected, I think he does well. But like any quarterback, if you let him get hit enough, he's gonna get hurt. And him more so because he just isn't that big. So I have no issues with what he did last year. He played very well. He played very well. And we don't know what he would have done in the game against the Eagles because he got hurt. We don't know. He could have played well. He could have played sucky. He could have played intermediate. We don't know. We didn't get a chance. That game was over before it started. So I reserve judgment for Brock in that kind of game. If he gets a chance in another conference championship, let's see what he's got. We got to get there first, though.
Yeah, I mean, I've said all off season I thought it would be a 50-50 game with the Eagles last year. If Purdy had stayed healthy, kind of maybe last team with the ball maybe wins, or maybe last defense to make a stop wins, whatever the case may be. But I thought it was pretty even if Purdy stayed healthy. So yeah, we got Brant Culp in the house, Frank Tom Ocean, Bill Roush. We knew James Ronald's already here. Luke Luna, Fernando. We've seen. We got Sean John in the house. As you mentioned, Young Dick Dong. He said 44 zip Niners. That's aggressive, but
Young Dick.
Hey, I hope he's right and not me. I love it. I love it if that's the case. 49er Jeff in the house. That's the one I got highlighted here. So what's up? Week one's upon us. Also Jess from East Coast Red and Gold, same 4 days. Jess is on in about not 4 hours, about an hour and 15 minutes.
Yep.
5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, with Bex, Maddie B, and Ty Alston, the great East Coast Red and Gold folks. Also, a lot of times Terradome on there. He and I have had some beef, but I still love the guy. It's all just sports banter, and I can handle it. And, I guess at some point he was kind of right. I mean, he said ESPN had Trey Lance as QB3, and I guess Trey Lance ended up QB3. I still have issue that there was ever a real QB competition, but the facts are the facts. So I can say I was wrong. Certainly wrong about Trey being the starter. I'll definitely say that. So, so let's see here. I'm saying true, but he has a big game. Pause.
Bro, your name is gonna make me laugh every time I see it. Oh my God.
Brock better physically in most areas than Trey. That's what the narratives don't tell you. No, dude. Brock is better in one area only physically. Quickness. That's it. That's his only elite trait. He's 6'1.5 inches. He's 220, but it's mostly in his legs. So he's got a small upper body. He has a limited arm, limited height, limited top speed, limited throwing chart. He's a great leader.
He's in the right offense.
I say he's a mental giant. He's a great leader. He has good footwork. He's accurate. He throws on time later in the route tree, second, third, and fourth reads. First read, he needs some work, but that can easily come with experience. I would assume that will come with the experience he got this offseason. So, there's a lot to like. I said it repeatedly. I think this team will need more than he can give. And if you look at our 2024 cap hits for the big players, you can see that there's going to be some changes between the 2023 and 2024. If only restructures, maybe, but I think there will be some attrition on the team. Maybe Ayuk, maybe Charvarius Ward.
I look at some of the moves that might happen, and they say like use check, maybe a guy like Kittle or Ayuk. I mean, listen, you're all the teams that we talk about, Ted, all of them eventually their cores break. That doesn't mean they're going to stop being playoff teams. It's just that particular group of guys is no longer going to be there, and the Niners are going to have to find a way to draft better early on and replace guys who are going to leave. Now, I'm really hoping Mary escaped the womb day. Yeah, let's.
Jason was just on with Bryant Culp earlier, so that popped in their chat.
Very much pray for Ted and his wife to have a healthy, successful birth of his second son.
It's coming soon. We had a little false alarm yesterday, but it's not completely a false alarm. I highly doubt we'll make it to the 23rd due date.
Yeah, or the end of the stream, maybe.
Yeah,
you're gonna have 3 Hazelrig guys on the block and just 1 lady. So the Hazelrig house is gonna be
plus a boy dog too. So she's just
a lot of testosterone, which is weird because it's like every other guy that I know that is a friend of mine always ends up getting like a ton of daughters. So this is a first, and I'm very happy because I know if I had a son, I know how to raise him. Girls, it's a whole other woo, But the whole thing, what I'll say is like teams are going to break up. It's just going to happen. I don't think this team's going to go from being really good to suck. I just think like, okay, so you move on from a guy like Juszczyk. Well, that's why you have, that fullback that you kept on the practice squad, Coletto. Maybe he becomes. There was a lot of talk about him in the preseason.
Yeah,
there was a lot of Coletto hype. Eventually, guys got to go, man. Like you got to. That's just how it works. It's the age of the salary cap. As far as maybe somebody comes like becomes a better edge rusher, and then the Niners all of a sudden have like 2 guys, and then you can move on from a guy like Hargrave. You know what I mean? Like things are going to happen. We're putting all our chips to the center of the table to win this year. So that's the biggest thing. We have a really good team. It's just a matter of we just got to do it. There's not really anything else to say.
We just need our Von Miller and a right tackle, maybe a nickel corner. Make some trades, shove in for those 3 positions, and then I'll say Purdy doesn't matter. We'll have a super team that could carry most any QB. And not that Purdy is most any QB. There's all these things that are being said. They're all true. I mean, other than, well, I'm not going to get into specifics, but also some new folks in the house here. Rick Diaz. Also, I guess that's it. I was just going to mention, we're streaming on both channels on 49ers First Takes for Aaron and TED Talks Ball for me. So just make sure you get over to the other person's channel, give them a like and a subscribe. If you're watching on a browser, open up 2 tabs. You can watch concurrently and give us both the VRs. It really helps. I'm definitely on a subscriber push. Thinking about start doing some kind of subscriber party because I'm up to my 4,000 viewers already.
Nice.
And barely over halfway there for the subscribers. So I need to get up to the 1,000 subs so I can fully monetize. I've got a sponsor lined up and new visor that I'm sporting today. Well, I think you saw a picture of this, but I don't think we've streamed with it yet. And then also I got a new birthday present, the Dias de los Muertes. Where's my hand? There it is. Back here today for my birthday. So adding some new stuff to the studio, if you will. But yeah, I mean, it's an exciting day. Obviously, I mean, we paid a lot. We paid $34 million a year, $122 million guaranteed. But we knew it was going to be probably over $32 million a year, and we knew it was probably going to be. I thought maybe 33 was sort of what I was hoping for. 34 is close enough, I suppose. And we knew it'd be over 102 mil guaranteed because that's what Joey Bosa got. 122 is a lot. I mean, obviously, richest non QB contract in NFL history. But Bosa's worth it. He's arguably the best defensive player right now, and
Bosa makes this defense. Without
we're
Bosa,
not
they're not the same.
we're not winning a Super Bowl this year without Bosa.
Yeah.
I've expressed doubts that we will even with him, but if we can stay healthy, we've got as good a shot as anyone. I'll say that. So
the thing too, we don't know the numbers yet. So before all of us start jettisoning players off this team in record time, saying this guy's going to leave, this guy's going to leave, this guy's going to leave, let's see how much this contract, how much of the guarantees, and then you got to see the years and how it all goes over the next, however many years, 5 years. Everybody's like pretty much saying goodbye to like 3 or 4 guys. It's like, can we get through this year first, and then we'll worry about getting rid of people. All I'll say is I hope Ronnie Bell has a really good year, Ted, because if we do have to part with someone like Ayuk or Debo, we have someone in the building, hopefully, that can fit right in. I mean, that's how it's supposed to be done, right? You draft replacements. That's the game. That's what you do. That's the whole part of the salary cap era, is all about drafting well. If you don't draft well in the salary cap era, you suck. And if you do, you can elongate windows. I mean, look at the Steelers for all those years when they had Roethlisberger. They were up, they were down, they were sideways, but they always had a pretty competitive team for the most of it. So, and it was because of the people they had in the front office. They're not there anymore, but they were good.
Thank you. We got Paul Hope in the house. He was congratulating you on
I have to
crazy
stream
shows
with him one of these days.
Yeah, Paul's great.
Oh my God, he's
We're
right now.
UK, Paul and Lee and Nick Ludlum, all great folks to have shows with. Got Hugo Paz in the house too, or Paz. Both are going to be lit. ART will be great. I guess he means one that we get. I don't think that McKivitz will be great, but McKivitz could be pretty good. He could be better at pass blocking and passable at run blocking. I think that could be fine. I mean, I think there's I don't know if we talked about it last week, but I was sort of noticing that as a pattern on our own line that, Brendel is not a great run blocker, but a much more proficient pass blocker. We think the same thing for McKivitz. We'll have to see it right tackle since no one's seen him there in the NFL yet. And then even Matt Pryor, who we kept instead of Neil Manning to be the right tackle backup. He is clearly too big to be an outside zone run scheme tackle, but his pass blocking is pretty good. So that might be, maybe we're just trying to build a wall for Purdy and let him be the point guard to all these insane weapons that we have, the best weapons group in football. I think that's a good recipe for success. And you can have short throws instead of runs if the run game isn't what it used to be.
Oh, Frank's wishing me a happy birthday. It's not my birthday, homie. Not till December.
That's me.
That's Ted. I turned 44 in about 4 months.
Randy's sending me a Kings flag. You're not even a Kings fan, Randy. You're a Detroit Pistons fan, but you live in Sac, I think is my understanding. Also, where in the heck am I going to put anything in the studio? Like, I was already running into that. I kind of wanted to put that Dias de los Mortes thing over under the 8.
Get rid of that Warrior trash and put some 49 stuff. Kidding,
I like
people.
That.
I'm not a basketball guy, and I would never say that.
That's my only Warriors piece, a full-time piece. I definitely have.
Unsubscribing to my channel. Dick.
I definitely have a Warriors poncho that I put up over that 49er Saloon font stuff over there on the chair. And I put up a Draymond Green jersey over the Rice jersey. But yeah, I wanted to do Delos Mortis under the 8 for the Jerry Rice jersey, but there's nowhere to hang it over there. That jersey is just kind of tucked into a fold-out bed, and if I put anything heavy, it'll just pull it right down. So put it where I could at least get some visibility on it. But yeah, King's flag, not a chance, man. Even if I had room, I wouldn't fly King's flag. Come on. Although, I'm happy for the Kings. I think they're going to do well this season. They've been making some good moves, and they already had a really good squad. So, I mean, I'm happy for the Kings as long as they don't knock us out of the playoffs or something. I don't hate them. It's too new of a rivalry. That was the first time that the Warriors and Kings had ever been in the playoffs together. I think same thing with Warriors and Lakers. I think first time any of the, and definitely the first time that all four California teams had made the playoffs together. Warriors, Kings, Lakers, and Clips all made the playoffs last year, which is the first.
It's just amazing how much the mood of 49er fans changed in an hour's time or in a 24-hour period. We were like, screw Shanahan, screw Lynch. They got rid of Purdy, or excuse me, they got rid of Trey Lance. They're screwing up with Bosa. They're just horrible. Everybody sucks. Fire everybody. All of a sudden, Kittle's ready to go. Bosa's here or signed and ready to go. And then all of a sudden, I think the Niners have a really good shot this year. We're all a bunch of freaking floppers, including probably myself sometimes. It just I was close to going on Twitter and kind of ripping the Niners for just like this like we've already done it kind of mindset. Like they're just so laissez-faire. And I'm just like, we haven't won anything in 30 years. I wanted to get on one of those tangents. But they re-signed Nick Bosa, so I'll be a good boy.
As I said, I don't know what it's going to... Oh, geez, I haven't had my mic here this whole time. I don't know what I'll do with my season prediction. I started out 13-4, dropped it to 12-5 pretty quickly around the rest days, the -20 rest days. And then I was down more like 11-6, 10-7 when I started with, everything that's been going on. I think I'm sort of still back at 11-7, maybe 12-5 if things go well. I don't think it's going to change a ton.
Have you seen Ryan Hensley's prediction? We're going to be 10-6 this year, but we're still going to win the West.
10-7.
10-7. Hey, I like Ryan a lot, but no chance in hell unless we get if we get a bunch of injuries. Yes, but there's too much talent on this team to lose 7 games this year. I'd say 12-5 is closer to where I would go.
Giants look tough. Steelers look tough. Giants look tough. Cowboys look tough. Bengals look tough. Jaguars look tough. Got Seahawks twice. And then maybe just throw in maybe one you don't expect. I don't know. I could kind of see it. But yeah, I think it would be.
We wouldn't get the 1 seed though. We would be like a 5th seed or 6th.
Yeah, I agree with that part.
We're too good to be that.
Well, he meant one. He didn't mean 1 seed in the NFC. He said NFC West. In other words, maybe the Seahawks go 9-8, which I don't think is totally.
I wonder if that changed. I'm gonna tag him and ask him if his prediction has changed after the stream, based on Bosa being here now.
yeah. I'm sure a lot of people
because a lot of people were getting pretty emotional, and I don't blame them. I mean, you're waiting all the way till the Wednesday before the first game in the middle of the East Coast time in the middle of the afternoon, and then it was so great. It was like I'm like uploading a short on TikTok because that's my thing. I'm trying to get TikTok to 3,000 followers, hopefully by the beginning of the season in a couple days. Probably isn't going to happen. And I go to YouTube real quick because I needed to edit something for the stream, and boom, somebody's streaming. He's been signed, and I'd like go to Twitter to verify it, and it's everywhere. I'm just like, oh my god. And of course, Raj and everybody, they're right on top of it. Everybody's great. They're super, super quick with the news.
There you go. Real quick.
Jesus Christ.
Frank said he subscribed. Thanks for that. Luke Luna said, be dope if they could bring in Dunlop. We talked about that as some of the aging edge talent that's still out there. I think, what's his name? Robert Quinn might still be available too. Might be another one.
Yeah, that would be perfect. Like just a guy.
We had talked about Justin Houston a lot.
He got signed.
He got signed, yeah. And then Young Detong says Bosa's a Jedi Master now. He needs to surpass 2020. I think he will. I was saying Bosa 20 plus sacks this season instead of 18.5, especially with Hargrave, maybe even a little more, maybe 21, which is getting right into that 22.5 range.
I think he gets an even 20 this year because there is hopefully healthy Hargrave next to him to take away. Because listen, if you can get Hargrave to eat up some blocks, and they're playing next to each other. That's going to be they don't play next to each other though. I think Armstead. How does it go?
I don't. I don't
Bosa
know.
plays next to Armstead. I wonder if they're going to flip flop them. Oh, I'm going based on Madden. So
There you go. Jesus Christ, my King in the house says 916. That's Sacramento area code.
I
And
know
Randy says
him.
he does love the
What's
Pistons.
up?
McNiner in the house. Check out his podcast, YouTube
Yeah,
channel.
one of
Thank you for
my
joining.
him and Brian Culp, two of my co-hosts on the Mondays Niners Coast to Coast stream. Also Ty Alston. I love those guys.
V-Day subscription. Love it. Love it. Just remember, folks, they don't cost you a thing. So if and we appreciate the view hours too. But right now I'm good on the view hours. And so I'm just trying to push for subs to get that monetization. I've got a few other channels come. Actually, Twitter started paying me. I was pretty surprised.
Yeah, you have massive following on Twitter. I don't know how people do that.
Yeah, I just argue a lot, and I guess that causes.
You just tweet a lot of dumb stuff. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I do. I mean, people say that. People say that I do. They're my honest opinions. People are like, you're trolling. I'm like, dude, I've trolled like literally once.
No, you just tweet what you believe. And I don't always agree with what you tweet. I'm like, God, come on, Ted. Like be positive one time, like before the season. And then I'm like, you know what? No, because I told him to be Mr. Spicy Pants.
Well, also, then when I am positive, it means something. It's not like freaking unicorns and rainbows all the time, and when the sky is falling. So
it
who
was
wants that?
up until Bosa got
Go
signed.
to David Lombardi if you want that. Come on. Or I'd say Matt Miyoko, but he even got spicy recently. God bless him. So good for Matt for finally standing up to Kyle in a tweet and in the presser. So love that.
Because him and Barrows are usually like soft like cottonelle tissue, man. They just don't. That was one of my biggest issues with the both of them. Like, come on, stop leaving it to Grant. Like somebody else grow a pair of testicles and ask a question that'll piss Kyle off. Listen, you got to admit this regime loves to control the narrative, and when they don't control the narrative, they find ways to do it. When Trey Lance got traded or was about to be traded, or that whole situation where he wasn't on the practice field, and those two, I call them clowns. I still love them, but those two clowns couldn't even face the media. One of them goes on a radio show and it has a pre-recorded interview, and they have Fred Warner take freaking sniper bullets on the podium. It's like, yeah, that was a bad look, but Bosa getting signed does help things.
No doubt, no doubt. Real quick, just wanted to say that Randy was saying that this fixes the Lance debacle. It does for now, but like if Purdy doesn't play well or if Purdy gets injured and we end up seeing Darnold, I think the whole Lance thing is going to come right back up. But let's just be positive. Let's assume that Purdy is going to stay healthy and he's going to play close to 2022, either now or soon. Then I think you're right. I think it does fix the Lance debacle, and especially if Lance doesn't go and ball out for Dallas, which doesn't seem real likely this season at the very least. So I think we bought some time on John Chapman said something like, "Oh, there'll never be any more strife in the Ninerland." Or, I don't know exactly what he said, something like that. And I was like, "Oh, you don't know our fan base very well, John. You think we won't find something to argue about? It'll be right tackle or nickel corner or the other D end, or we'll find something. Who should be the next tight end too? We'll find something to argue about." That's just because James Renall said that. He said we're a fickle fan base.
Should we trade Kittle? That was the talk. Like I saw somebody tweet something like, "Water is wet, the sky is blue. Kittle's injured again." And
but guess who else is injured? Kelsey, who supposedly never gets injured, has a bone bruise.
You know who else is? Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, Cooper Kupp is out for Sunday.
Let's hope he's out for the second game of the season too.
Yeah, I never root for injuries, but I don't mind rooting for one to last one more week. It's already there.
One more week.
I'm not rooting for Greenfield injuries on him. Just one more week. Just make sure it's healthy, Cooper. You don't want to, have a setback, right? We're looking out for his best interest.
Yeah, we're looking out for his best interest. And look, people said that the Eagles had a really good, easy schedule last year, and they did, right?
Yeah.
And they lost. But you play who's in front of you. The Niners, for some reason, always get really difficult schedules. But the Niners are a really good team, too. So, like, it's great to give credit to other teams and be like super like, oh yeah, they're really good, and then but like the Niners are pretty good too. They have a lot of talent. So like, I don't see this going to be a losing season unless there's a lot of injuries. That's the only way I could see a 10-7 record is if we just have a buttload of injuries. That I mean, which is possible. But that we can't have any more years like that, Ted. We have to have a year where we're healthy and we just find ways to win, whether it's easy or not. If the opponent comes in and is dog water, so what? That's their problem.
There you go. I've seen a lot of 12-5 in here. I saw someone, Jesus Christ, my King, was saying that he's been a Kings fan since TMC, and that's about the time I really got into the Warriors, was run TMC. And he likes De'Aaron Fox. I do too. De'Aaron Fox is a hell of a player. First jersey bought since Weber. Victoria Hazelrig, first time commenter on here, also known as Tortor. She is a family member of mine. That's actually my mom. So, Mom, thanks for
Hi,
tuning
Ted's
in.
mom.
Yeah, it's first time ever. I'm sure she's watched before, but I don't. Oh, I know she's watched, but it's the first time she's been commenting. So, thanks, Tortor. Bill says, "Are we good enough to win it all? Purdy going to be good?" I think Purdy will be good by the end of the season, if not sooner.
Purdy has to be solid this year. And if he's anything a little bit better than solid, then we'll be great. I do see maybe a little bit of a step back just because he's a second-year quarterback, and teams are going to get a little bit of a beat on him, so they might force him to start throwing to the other side of the field. You know, he likes to throw to the left side.
Yeah, he likes to roll to the left. Yeah, the whole throw chart is all left. And then in the middle, the left is all green, the middle is all yellow, and the red's all right.
Yeah, and then
the right's all red.
And Jimmy Garoppolo, everything green in the middle, everywhere else red.
red. No, yeah, Purdy's a little bit better. You know, and obviously so much cheaper and so much younger, and he can improve. There's no doubt.
Not as good looking. That's okay though.
Got Brent Smith on your channel here. He's saying greetings.
On, Brent.
Haven't
Thank you
seen
so
him
much.
before. You probably know him.
Yes,
just a good time to remind everybody again, if you're watching on my channel, pop over to 49ers First Takes, give them a like, subscribe. Same thing if you're on 49ers First Takes, hit up TED Talks Ball. If you're on a browser, open up 2 tabs. If you're on a phone, whip out your tablet, go to devices.
Yeah, whip it out.
Double date. Get both shows streaming. Yeah. Double down. 2's more fun than 1. So NFC will be cheap this season. 12-5 will get us first seed. It could. I don't think the Eagles will be as good as they were last year. I do think the Cowboys will be better than they were last year. And I think those are the powers of the NFC. I honestly think, you know, I mean, if I'm not being pessimistic, I just think all 3 teams look really, really good. And I'm not really ready to put an order on any of them yet.
Do we see Trey Lance play this year?
Not unless there's an injury to Dak Prescott. Or he plays really, really badly. But even then, they'd probably go with Cooper Rush next because Trey Lance missed most of the camp where you learn all the plays. So I will say, like, you know, Jerry Jones didn't use a 4th to get Trey Lance to have him sit at QB3 for long. But long, what is that? I mean, I think that's, you know, beyond next offseason would be long to me. So, you know, this year, I'm not real confident that we would see Trey Lance play this year. But injuries do happen. So, and bad play can happen. So, especially with that pressure, with Dak looking over his shoulder. But they did say they were going to extend Dak. And I'm like, great. You know, pay the man, have your Zeke 2.0, you know, overpaid Dak like you overpaid Zeke. That's great news for the 49ers. If not this year, then long term.
Do you see a chance that Lance gets traded one more time before he actually gets to play? Like maybe someone else makes a move on him again, and then he goes to a team and maybe plays?
But I know he picked the Cowboys.
Okay.
He was, you know, we got the most from them. And I think we did him a solid because that's where he wanted to go too. Also, you know, Jeff Christensen is there or very close. He's in Texas somewhere, which, well, I guess that's not necessarily close to Dallas, but I think he's in Dallas. And that's where, you know, obviously Mahomes trains with Jeff Christensen, and that's where Lance made some big advancements this offseason. So I think he wanted to be close to them there as well too. We got, how about them Niners? JPP is out there too. Yes. Jason Pierre-Paul is probably the best of those aging edges, but he's also probably the most expensive too. So
yeah,
Dunlap and Robert Quinn could probably be got for, I don't know about vet minimum, but probably under $5 million. I would assume maybe under $4 million.
What's crazy is my brother's doing 2 fantasy drafts right now as we speak. He's like, the internet might be bad because, yeah. So if I start glitching out, that's the reason.
He's doubling down on. Yeah, it's all fun and games having a bunch of fantasy drafts until you have to set all those rosters every week. All of a sudden, it gets to be a real chore, no doubt. I might get back to that before too long. Definitely not this season, but I got a buddy who called me for my birthday. Oh, well, what are you gonna do?
I thought
I'll
it was
call
your
him back.
wife. I was like, go, get out of here.
No, if it's my wife, I have to answer because she might be saying drop everything and meet me at the hospital type of thing.
Tell Aaron
Randy
to
said
kick
Eagles
rock.
have a finicky division. Could be a tough record like last season. Tough to have a record like last season. Yeah, I mean the Cowboys are really good. The Giants look really, really improved. They got a ton of weapons for Daniel Jones. They also bolstered that defense a lot. I mean, just one guy you can look at. They paid a 7th-round pick for Isaiah, the guy from the Cards, the linebacker, Simmons. Thank you.
Yep.
And they got several other defenders, if I'm not mistaken, onto that defense. And they already had Dexter Lawrence, who's just a monster at D tackle. I think he's quickly ascending into that Aaron Donald, Chris Jones rarefied air. So Giants, it's gonna be a tough game for us. Week 3, our home opener. And then even the Commanders, if they can figure out something at quarterback, they got a really solid squad. On the Washington Commanders or whatever they're going to call them this season. Oh, real quick, Zach Peo time.
What's up, my man?
He's cool, even though he's a Rams fan. He's also a great content creator.
Yes,
if you ever have a chance to have him on your podcast, he will help you. He is very helpful and very positive and fun guy to have on for sure. So, and not a real Niners hater for a Rams fan, which is crazy.
Nah, he's really good and respectful, and I love when he does. Sometimes he'll do like these little vines where like he's outside talking about stuff. They're always very intriguing because he always looks like he's really cold. He's got that red beard going on too. He's got the ginger beard, so we're automatically cool with each other.
There you go. Frank Tom Ocean wants to know what we think about the captains. Real quick, let me read out the captains. I think I sent them to you, didn't I?
Yeah, but I don't have it in front of me right now.
Yeah, but I don't know if I did because I don't see it now.
Bring up X.
I mean, it's basically it's. Let me see if I can do it from memory. It's Trent Williams. It's Eric Armstead. It's Fred Warner. It's Purdy got voted in. Kittle, and there's probably one I'm missing.
Yeah, I don't. You didn't send it to me. I thought you did.
I thought I did too. I think I copied it and didn't paste it in. Oh, you know where it is? It's in my bookmarks, so I can find it quickly there without having to search. Here we go. So I got Trent, Purdy. Oh, Debo's the one I forgot. So Trent, Purdy, Armstead, Fred, Kittle, Debo. I wouldn't be shocked if they add Bosa in there. And then CMC's the big snub.
See, Christian McCaffrey's not a captain?
No.
I wonder if that thing will vacillate through the off season or through the regular season if they change it, or is that just set for all season? That's crazy.
I mean, I get the feeling like it's set. I think it's this sort of like, sorry, Bosa, you waited too long to sign.
Yeah.
Maybe better luck next season. It's kind of interesting
with it.
We're talking about captains too, because I kind of refuse to believe that them not making Trey a captain last year. I was like, oh, it doesn't mean anything. But now that they made Purdy a captain this year, gotta say, in his second season, it probably meant something, and that I was just refusing to see it. So
it is a little bit on the nose, if you ask me, to be honest. Even coming from a guy like Purdy, that's a little on the nose. If were they trying to make a statement like he's that much more of a leader than Trey Lance, or they really believe he's that guy? That's you're putting a lot of pressure on that young man to come out here this year and not only play as good, but if not better. So yeah, captain. Ooh, I don't know if I would have done that, honestly. To be honest,
Yeah, no doubt.
even if it was Trey Lance and he was playing really well, I wouldn't put a second-year quarterback as a captain. To me, that's like
Yeah,
a
especially
somebody who
since it wasn't a full year, since it was only 8 games
right.
or
Niners
9
Niners
games.
tend to do the
Knee
they like
jerk.
yeah, they're very knee jerk. Like I think he's the greatest ever, and then like the guy sucks after. Like when they made the deal for Garoppolo, and then we ended up signing him to that massive deal. Like I just in my heart of hearts knew it was a big mistake, and I wanted to be wrong, but he was nothing like we thought he was going to be. We thought he was going to be like Tom Brady essentially, and it was never that. So
No. James Jordan says Armstead always lines up on the left ever since Buckner. So I guess he said it'll be Bosa, Hargrave, Armstead, Drake Jackson, or Cleveland Farrell on the far edge. Peo says, question, is the 49ers drama done now that Lance got traded? I mean, it's done for today, Zach.
yeah,
But
today or maybe
I'm
this
sure we'll
season.
figure out something to kvetch about by tomorrow.
If Brandon Allen comes in some point this year and plays like Brock Purdy did last year, then we might have a whole other thing going on here.
Brian
And
Cope
no,
wants you to sing happy birthday to me.
nope.
Happy birthday, Mr.
Mr. President. Yeah, there you go.
Happy
Why does
birthday
everyone want to
to
see me sing?
you. I don't know. It's always a mistake when I do, but it doesn't stop me. Brian Colquitt's good buddy. I want to see Aaron say, "Oh, we're getting multiples here." Buzz. Young Dick Dong just subbed. Thank you.
Best name ever.
Luke says, "Yes, the drama is done." Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, I'm not feeling like really eager to go out and complain about a lot of stuff right now. I'll at least wait till Sunday and see how we do.
Right, exactly. If we lose Sunday, then it's on again.
Yeah, well, it depends on how we lose. If Purdy plays well, and there's just some weird, like if it's like kind of like the Chicago game last year opener. Everybody blamed Lance for that loss, and I've been saying a million times
it wasn't
he wasn't
Trey's
the
fault
biggest reason. If Purdy's not the reason we lose, I'm not going to attack Purdy. No,
the weather and defensive breakdowns and penalties was why we lost. We were better than that team from jump. Should have never ever.
If I'm making a prediction, I think that right tackle that's where I'm prepared to really be happy, and that may make Purdy look bad. But if he doesn't have time to throw, I'm not going to be mad at Purdy for making mistakes. That's not the quarterback's fault if you don't protect him. Everybody's just saying hi, but I still want to show them. JC, very positive man.
Everybody wants me to sing. I do not understand it.
Number 85. What are we mad about there? 85 is did you get ruled out, Randy? Is that what happened? He was limited today. I think Kittle will probably play some, but I don't have the latest updates. How strong is Purdy's elbow? As strong as last year? Not as strong, weaker. Also, his inability to throw deep balls, footwork. He has to step in the ball harder to reach his point. Yeah, that's the thing. When people say Purdy can make all the throws, he can't make all the deep throws. He can't make all the off platform throws, and he can't make all the on platform where you got to put a lot of zip on it to get it into a tight window.
I've seen that conversation, and I disagree with the guy. Purdy's definitely got some limitations to his arm strength. He is accurate and he is quick and he gets the ball out on time. But to say that he could do the whole route tree and hit that 20-yard out is not. No.
Especially not without stepping into it, especially not off platform. Right. And I ran a poll about it. Somebody was arguing with me. I'm like, God, I'm so tired of arguing about this. But the poll came out pretty close. Last I saw it was 55 to 45. But that's also, you got to remember, mostly 49ers fans, a lot of homers that are going to vote, that Purdy isn't limited, even if, other fan bases. Right now it's 55.6 to 44.4. And I said, duh, or is his arm limited? No. So more people are rooting for duh. I probably just should have said yes, probably get a higher output with that. Duh is kind of rude.
I was going to say that to you, but whatever.
But again,
Ted was in his feelings when he made that poll. He's like, this.
Yeah, so tired of these arguments. That's why I do the polls, and I'm like, at least 9 times out of 10,
not
they
no.
agree with what I thought. Yeah, but so so here's the thing, Brett.
By the way, I clicked.
There you go, attaboy, good man. You can usually tell. Usually, the first one's the one I want people to click. Brent, with Purdy's elbow, I don't think it was as strong at camp. It sounds like it got better once camp was not open to the public. But what we saw in preseason, you can't tell. It was all dink and dunk. And I never called Purdy dink and dunk before the preseason games. But that's what we saw was dink and dunk. We didn't see him complete, even attempt a deep ball. We didn't see him complete the deep out. He airmailed it. We didn't see him throw a touchdown. He ran one in, and Mason fumbled one.
He is a quick little dude, though. I'm not gonna
lie. Quick. He's very quick.
At the goal line is mostly money. I won't say that, and he gets hurt, but I didn't realize he's quick for a little dude, like ridiculous.
Same 10-yard split as CMC. So yeah, but yeah, so it's TBD, Brent. We'll really see a lot more this Sunday, I think. And I think Kyle will probably call a lot of plays to help mask it. So hopefully we can just keep him dinking, dunking, and winning, and not stress it, and not have any kind of setback or anything like that, and still win the game. That would be my ideal game for Sunday. Fernando says we're kicking the Rams' ass week 2 at Levi's South. Absolutely, book it. We will sweep the Rams for the 5th straight consecutive season.
Payo's like, no, I don't like you guys.
Sorry, Zach. I can't lie. As much as I like you,
look at my ridiculous tan line from today.
Oh, wow. Hot, baby. It's pretty good to go. Again, TBD, we don't really know. We know that he's still limited, that even as of a few days ago, he wasn't doing all the warm-ups of practice and everything. So, I mean, my gut tells me he's not 100%. My gut also tells me he doesn't need to be 100% to win a few of the first few games. I think starting with the Giants and especially the Cowboys, that's when we'll really hope he's back to 100%. But TBD, we'll see on Sunday. My gut says no. He's expected to miss 4 weeks, according to Sean McVay. I guess that means Cooper Kupp. We're that far behind? Wow. Teo Time says, congratulations, those subs will come. Thank you, Zach. Appreciate it. What's good? The answer is no. The sports media will think of something. They will
as far as the drama being. Yeah, they'll definitely
tune into Grant. He'll find a way for sure. And maybe I will too. I actually, I clipped out a clip from Grant and Stats Guerrera today because Grant said that Kyle sabotaged Trey. And I was like, oh, hey, am I a Grant clone or is he a Ted clone? Because I'm pretty sure I was the first one to say Kyle sabotaged Trey. And I got a lot of grief for it. And now Grant's saying it. So at least one time where I said it before he did. So there you go. And it's on my timeline. Week 2, rents due. Yeah, at Levi's South.
Let's get through week 1 first, everybody. Okay.
Yeah, no doubt.
Let's not get overconfident.
Keep healthy.
Yeah, remember the Emperor when Luke told him your overconfidence is your weakness.
There you go, Bryant, the real deal. Yeah, looking ahead is the worst thing you can do, no doubt. Then it becomes a trap game, and there's no reason to look ahead of the Steelers. They're a tough opponent. It's 15-1 in their last 16 opening days. Their coach always has them tuned up and ready to go week 1, whereas we typically start slow. So why am I blanking on his name? That's killing me.
Kenny Pickett?
No, the coach for the Steelers.
Oh,
never.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, never had a losing season. Anyway, made a lot of playoffs.
Why are we both blanking on him? This is ridiculous.
Super Bowl winner. Someone will fill it in.
Help us out, guys. Come on.
I'll scroll to the end here. Maybe that's a good idea. Scroll to the end and work back.
Tomlin, thank you.
There we go. Thanks. Thank you. Luke Linus says Steelers got better. I have no doubt that they did. They got my draft crush, Darnell Washington, tight end, 6'8", monster tight end, tackle's best friend. He's practically a tackle himself. He can
And
also,
6'8".
he can also run and catch. He's not real fast, but he can catch nicely. So we'll see. Yeah, Frank, no super chats yet. My understanding was when you hit 500 subs and 3,000 watch hours, that super chats and channel memberships would become available. But I still haven't quite figured out how to unlock that. So now I'm just going to try and work around it and get the subs up to 1,000 and just get the full monetization and get the ad revenue too, and do the whole full Monty buzz.
Yeah, baby.
You should tell because that's crazy. You should have because that's crazy. All right, so I'm not sure what we got there. Trust me, when the Rams beat the Niners, all Niners fans will hear from me. Haha. Plus, anytime I get sad about the Niners beating the Rams, I go back to the NFC Championship game. Yeah, and they got their ring. That's why I kind of want to go all in this year, because I feel like we're top heavy like the Rams were back then. And it's time to piss or get off the pot, or SHI, you know what, or get off the
crap
pot.
Or get off the pot, man. It's time.
Yeah.
No more of this freaking beating around the bush.
Oh, don't make us answer this one, Brent. Don't make us. Hopefully 17, hopefully 20 games before he gets an injury.
I'm going to tell you right now, he's going to get hurt in the first game.
Oh, Aaron.
He's not making it through this game on Sunday. I have no faith in that guy's body. And I know that sounds like a hater, but dude, he can't stay healthy.
He can't. Not even in preseason
or training camp. None of it. It's gonna be the JP Mason show unless he fumbles, and then he's gonna get cut.
Kyle doesn't need to mask it. It's a hater comment. Brock can go off script. He's proven that. No, he proved it in 2022, Luke, but then he got injured. He hasn't proven a lot since the injury. That's my point. And camp looked bad. I'll tell you, in camp, he threw a lot of picks. He threw a lot of drop picks. He threw a lot of pick sixes. He got sacked a ton. And he literally had barely any good deep throws. They were all long or short. Maybe not all but one or two were long or short. So there was a lot of questions, and none were answered in the preseason games, in my opinion. So Randy says 4-0 start. I would love that if we could beat the Giants and the Steelers. Those are the two tough ones.
You're not the only one that said that Brock was iffy, but he wasn't the strongest guy in camp.
No.
And I never thought he was going to be coming off of what he was coming off of. I mean,
no.
You got two quarterbacks who physically, they might not have the mental part of the game, but you have two quarterbacks physically who are superior to him in Darnold and Lance as far as arm strength, just velocity, deep throws, all that stuff, where Purdy exceeds in is the short game. And he, like you said, he's a mental giant. That's one thing I will say about Trey Lance. He's a slow processor. And if he could ever get that to be quicker, then everything will all meld together. Because you can tell when Trey's thinking when he's like, when you watch him, like you could tell it's not a smooth transition from brain to arm. You know what I mean? And it's because of reps. And unfortunately, he didn't get that here. Sucks.
Laura Cat wants to hear you sing Serenade.
Laura, I love you, but no, it's not happening.
Can't say no to Laura Cat. I think I'm sort of Juice should be an annual captain. Yeah, Juice got snubbed too. Yeah. That's not as surprising. He's on his way out, folks.
Well, he's not. Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Yeah. Coletto will be the captain next year when he becomes our number one fullback.
I just don't be shocked if he gets poached off that practice squad. A lot of teams liked him. They're setting their 53-man rosters, but as injuries happen,
that would
I think they'll
suck because feels like
he's my most likely to get poached, right? He's my most likely to get poached off that PS for sure. Right. What else? There's something else I wanted to catch in here, but I guess maybe let's scoot to the end again and work back. Oh, right at the end, Bash. What up, Ted and Aaron?
What's up, Bash?
We need a Bash rant. Neither one of us has had a really good rant. Oh, I guess it's not really the day for rants, is it?
If the Niners lose games that they shouldn't, and it's the quarterback's fault, you will hear a Bash rant. So hopefully that's not the case.
You definitely hear a Ted rant. That's for damn sure. You heard probably too many. I clipped out a bunch from Friday with
I'm
Bash.
pretty sure you're ran it out for the foreseeable
Yeah,
future. You need some
yeah,
positivity.
yeah. We do, we do. Breaking news: Eli out with turf toe. Stop it, Randy. Stop it. It's not funny. It is funny, but we're not shouldn't be funny. Um, Brent Smith says, "I'm sorry, but if Brock can't make all the throws, eventually good teams will shut down the fort." Yes, absolutely. Well, I don't know
Yes,
if all the weapons are healthy
yes,
and Debo's
yes,
2021
and no.
Debo. Yeah, that I'm not sure about because like the Rams did it to us in 2021, but we didn't have CMC, and nobody really did it to us in 2022 when we even had Debo, who was a shell of himself. I tend to think that you need to be able to throw deep to really unlock what this offense can do. In fact, that was going to be my title for this show was like anyone who tells you that you don't need to throw deep just needs to look at the 2016 Falcons who were third in air yards when Matt Ryan has MVP season.
You need to
It just
have the
takes the
threat.
safety out of the box. And then if you can run fast as a quarterback, it takes one of the remaining defenders and turns them into a spy where they can't guard your other weapons. So you take kind of two out of the box almost with big legs and big arm.
That's why I
But
say that if you could have merged Purdy and Lance together, you would have had the optimal quarterback because you would have had a guy who could throw deep and throw hard and throw far and accurate and moves around and is quick with his brain and all that stuff. But unfortunately, they're both they're both separated. One has all the physical traits and lacks in the mental, and one has all the mental traits and is pretty limited physically. So but
how
that's
about the Niners kind of brought it up too here? He said, I'm fine with short intermediate passes. The Yak Bros can take care of that. They can, but so far it hasn't worked. So far we haven't won a ring. If we win a ring doing that, then I'll be like, fine, we don't need to throw deep. Till then, I'm going to say I have my doubts
it's
that
not
it'll
even
work.
necessarily throwing deep. It's the threat of the long pass.
Yeah,
Eh,
yeah, exactly.
You have to have the threat to stretch a defense because if you can stretch a defense, it changes how they play you. And then if you do give them the threat, then all the underneath stuff in the running game all becomes easier. If teams know that you can't throw past a certain amount, yeah, they're going to stack the box. I will say this though, uh, like they have a lot of weapons, and it's really hard to shut down every single one of them. So if that's the case, like I think the Niners just by having the amount of weapons, if they are healthy, even if teams figure out a way, I still think guys will do their best to counteract that. If the Niners had a bunch of schlubs playing like wide receiver and tight end and running back and all that stuff, then it'd be a different story. But I mean, they effectively have the best at most of their positions on a lot of their positions on their team. Left tackle, tight end, middle linebacker, defensive end, you name it, they have it. So fullback.
Randy giving some pizzas for Bash. He just made a combo pizza. I saw on his pizza on
Yo, I saw. Yeah, he made some Middle
all the
Eastern
ribeyes.
food. I need to come out to the West Coast. See, I'm big though right now. I can't go. How about this? I'll get really skinny and then I'll come back out. I'll come out there and meet and Raj, yeah, Bash, and he could make me some pizza. I love pizza. I literally could eat pizza 5 times a week.
You got to meet us all. Go to a game, tailgate, do the whole nine. It'll be fun.
You guys would know me as soon as I appeared out there because I am one big googly looking guy.
Well, I can't. People in glass houses should not throw stones, as they say. So there's always someone open if you have good timing and throw with anticipation. That's why the run game is important.
True. Also a true point. You can
And
be critical of Brock Purdy. I'm a Brock Purdy guy. Ted knows that. I pound the table for him all the time, but you can be honest with his limitations and still be a fan of the guy. That's just like people who are like fans of Trey Lance. If they can't see that he is a slow processor and that he needs reps, then I don't know what else to say. There's no guarantee in life that even if Trey Lance got all that he would be the guy. Just like there's no guarantee that Brock Purdy over a long period of time is going to become something. Like everybody is so like sure, like, oh, if Trey would have gotten time, he would have become this and he would have won us the Super Bowl. We don't know that. We don't know that. Just like we don't know if the league's going to get a beat on Brock Purdy and all of a sudden we're back to square one at quarterback. Like everybody needs to stop with these like absolutes and these just like they put it on the board like this is fact. There's no such thing. You got to look at quarterbacks like Mahomes and Rodgers and really great quarterbacks, Burrow. Like those guys, you can make definitive statements because they proved it. Neither of the guys that we're talking about have proven squat, other than one played really well down the stretch last year, but he's got to do it again. Last year don't mean nothing, guys. We got to win this year. So I'm confident, but there's no guarantees.
Yeah, Kyle and Lynch have done really well. They put together a great roster. It's just that QB has held us back, and maybe O-line has held us back. We didn't really address the QB room. Got weaker this season by shipping Lance out. I mean, if you want to say that Darnold is better than Lance, I don't agree. I think Lance is better than Darnold, but Lance is way better than Brandon Allen, and I don't care who wants to say anything.
I wish they would have kept him, but there was no way. Once they made him number 3,
rocks, whatever, kick rocks, pound sand. I don't know what the sayings are, but just go do that.
Why don't you go take a long walk off a short pier?
That's right.
Build a bridge, get over it, whatever, all those things.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, they've done a great job. It's just, like I said, I've got all these sort of like hindsight tweets that I've been tweeting, and it's just like, any given year you tell me we're going to make the NFC Championship, I'm pretty happy. But then 4 years in a row of falling short, you start to, or like, oh, there was a reason for Mahomes. I used to argue those reasons why it wasn't smart to take Mahomes in 2017. And I used to argue, I wanted to keep Jimmy instead of Brady. And I wasn't sold on Stafford. But, then you look at them all together, it gets harder to defend, especially, like I said, having Purdy as QB3 last season. But again, I'm going to try to stay off the negativity. Let's keep it positive if we can, folks. But I'm responding to chat, so I'm going to blame Luke.
Everybody just love everybody. Agreed.
Unicorns and rainbows. Everything's groovy. Niners are going 20-0.
Yeah, my friend. And that's
Laura
it.
Cat says, I'm super excited to meet you, Aaron. Niner fam is the best. Yeah, it was great to meet Laura Cat when she gave Bash a VIP ticket to training camp, the last day of training camp.
If there's one person that's deserving of a VIP ticket is Bash. Bash is a good egg.
Good guy. and then he like photobombed like all the major people, Kyle and Purdy and Lance.
Yeah, I bet you he wouldn't have taken a picture with me because I wasn't cool enough. He would have been like, "Nah, Aaron, I'm good."
He would have. No, he took one with me, and I'm not as cool as you. And of course, and my mouth was wide up. I was like, "Oh," it was like the most unflattering.
You were probably complaining about something. That's why.
I probably was. Although we had some good food. It was some hashery place in San Jose.
He was probably
got pizza too. I double dipped on lunch. What?
Yeah, I heard you guys got pizza and some others. Or not pizza. You guys ate twice. I heard.
Well, there was like this brisket Reuben action that I couldn't pass up, and then we went to a New York pizza place with Laura Cat and Bash.
New York pizza, so nice and thin pizza.
Yeah, very thin.
There was a place that is really expensive.
And Bash got combo, just like what he made in his pizza oven, so he's very consistent. He's a combo guy.
Yeah, I'm only pepperoni. That's all I.
Yeah, I'm more of a pepperoni guy. I mean, I like a lot of meat, and then like pepperoni, sausage, bacon, garlic, onion, mushroom. What am I forgetting? I don't know.
I don't like
garlic
and
onion
is much. Key. I don't like much meat on my pizza. Pause.
You can't fit it in your mouth.
Oh my god.
It's going downhill fast, folks. You can still praise him for what he did instead of pretending it didn't happen, even if it...
I
do praise Purdy. He was, I mean, dude, you went like 8-0 in games he finished. Because I credit him for the Dolphins game. Even though Jimmy got the win, that was Purdy. No, Purdy was. I mean, for a rookie, he was incredible. It's just for a veteran. If you compare him to veterans, I have more middle of the pack. And speaking of which, that who was it that came out and said that he was 32nd quarterback this year? I like, that's harsh. I mean, I was like, I know I've been hard on Purdy, but I'm not
But
that
that's
hard on him.
okay. That's okay.
Uh,
Doubt him. That's what we want.
yeah, to have him 10 spots above Jimmy, that's crazy.
The way I look at it
Lower than
is
Jimmy, I guess I
let
should say.
let let people sleep on certain individuals. That's all right. That's all right. Oh,
There you go.
49ers is in here, my dude. Or
Steve-O, late to the party, but better late than never. Brinks truck. Yeah, we
that's
backed it up
right.
for both. He's
Yeah,
worth it, though.
they back that ass up. You's a big fine woman. Would you back that? Oh, sorry.
So you'll sing that, but not happy birthday? Come on.
Sorry.
What's going on? Zezquez Nunez says, we done when ASAP, we turn into the Rams and we pay. Yeah, no, we're about to turn into the Rams. Potentially. I mean, we need some drafts. And guess what? We gave away 3 first-round draft picks to get Lance and then sold him for peanuts to the Cowboys.
Niners don't have to get rid of everybody. They're just going to have to turn over some contracts.
Yeah, they're going to have to. So Ronnie Bell might be the one for Ayuk.
Yeah.
We obviously got, Jalen Graham and D. Winters. They're gunning for Dre and Fred. What we need is a left tackle to gun for Trent Williams. We need a defensive end. We should have drafted a defensive end this year, so we had leverage with Bosa, and also to give him a running mate over there. But I guess they like Drake Jackson. Hopefully, Drake will turn into that guy.
That's the thing that I don't understand. Is like they should, even if everybody's healthy, just. I just don't understand how you just don't have another defensive end in the wings. Just a veteran, someone who's done it before, someone who's had 10 sacks in a season. It's just like last year. It's Bosa and Hargrave and Armstead, but then that's pretty much it on the D line. You don't know what you're going to get.
Luke says we need to get something for Lance. I can kind of see that. I just think that 4th round draft pick doesn't really help us this year, and Trey Lance might have really helped us. If Purdy regresses or gets injured or has a setback on his previous injury, we might really regret that a 4th round pick will not be saving us this year. So
would you be okay if the Niners used a 1st or 2nd round pick and if somebody offered a tackle, an offensive tackle?
Yeah. No, the 1st round pick is for a tackle. I just would rather draft one because I think we can't afford a vet tackle. We already have salary crunch in 2024. A vet tackle is only going to make that worse unless they're ready to take Trent Williams' spot and Trent Williams walks away. Yeah, it's the only way.
If the Niners win a Super Bowl this year, you can guarantee Trent Williams is retiring.
Yeah.
Why would you play? Why would you play? You're a Hall of Fame. You legitimately would solidify yourself as a Hall of Famer, even with the missed games. He's that good. That's why I'm pulling so hard for them to win this year, man. Even Sherman picked us to win the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, I saw that. That was big.
If there's one guy that I really like that I
to beat the Chiefs too, it's revenge game against the Chiefs. That was what I tweeted. Sherman.
No. It's against the Bengals.
No. Burrow was going to get MVP, but it was the Chiefs in the Super Bowl that the Niners were supposed to beat.
That'd be tough.
Yeah,
Niners would have to score 50 points.
Well, maybe Chris Jones will sit out. He's looking like a scratch for tomorrow night.
Give us a chance to do some stuff because Chris Jones is a beast.
He is. I think he's better than Aaron Donald now.
Oh,
Randy Daytona says pepperoni's a condiment in my house. Got a pepperoni.
I used to eat the packets.
Pepperoni grinder.
I would eat it just like for food.
That's good. It's better than salami.
Can't do it now. No, but you can't do it now when you get older. It burns your butthole. So
boy, flaming hoop. Fired up 49ers in the house. Number 1 defense. Also number 1 offense.
That's right, baby.
No negativity in his world. So thanks, Fired Up 49ers.
This is a no negativity Wednesday.
There you go. But Purdy ranked 17th for MVP for QBs. LOL. I think that's a fair. I would say 14th to 18th is where I have him. Because the one thing, so somebody was talking about that list where he was 32nd, and they're saying, well, would you put him ahead of Russ or, and I said, there's literally 4 QBs ahead of Purdy that I don't think are going to play. They had Tom Brady ahead of him. They had Stafford. I don't think Stafford's going to play much. They had Tua. I don't think Tua's going to last long. And Kyler, who even knows if he'll play any this season? For sure, it'll probably be real late in the season if he does. So, whatever the rankings were for those QBs, they all move up about 4 spots based on those guys. Unless Brady comes out of retirement again, which could happen.
I don't think so. Can we just say this right now? If we lose a game to the Cardinals this year, somebody needs to get fired. That team is toilet water. They're bad. They're not going to be good at all. There's no way. I love that video of them with the meeting, and it's got their coach standing up in front of all the players, and it just is like, oh Lord, it's just so bad. Oh, because I sang that song from whatever his name is. Back that ass up.
The Peach.
Yeah, it's all about the badonkadonk, man. Don't you know? No, I'm just kidding. Not real. Maybe not. Maybe not.
I got no comment. Comparing Purdy to veterans occupied and share the talents with Mahomes coming off the bench third string, I'd say it's pretty good. That's all. Who knows this year, but last. Yeah, he was exceptional for a rookie. Amazing, incredible, whatever you want to say for a rookie.
Arugula, whatever. When they do that imitation of Jim Rome, incredible. Yeah. Arugula. You got to watch. What's his name when he does all the imitations. You know who I'm talking about. He does Belichick. He does.
Oh.
Little short guy. Come on, guys, help me out. Frank Caliendo is the best. He said that Madden used to get pissed when he'd do Madden. Like, they do the Madden imitation. Dude, his Madden imitation is just off the chain. Oh, yeah. I'm a big Jim Rome guy. I freaking love Jim Rome.
Chrissy Everett.
He used to be such a toolbox back in the day, and now he's probably one of, if not the most respected radio guy like ever. I can't believe he's still doing it. I would have retired, dude. He's got to be pushing his mid-60s by now, right?
I would assume so. Yeah, I mean, I'm, like I said, 53 today. He's a few years older than me, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Rome he's had quite the turnaround. You know who else? You know who's someone I think has had a little turnaround? Who I used to always call Nick Wrong as Nick Right. And I feel like he was nailing some 49ers stuff this offseason, and not just Niners. He was talking about Burrow and some of the other NFL teams. Like, as
Nick
bad
Wright
as he was.
ESPN?
Yeah. No, he's on FS1.
That's the bird nose guy that's a Chiefs fan, right?
Yeah, yeah. And he used to have short hair, and now he's kind of got the Jesus hair that he's rocking.
I don't like him.
But I don't like him either, because he's a huge Warriors hater and LeBron stan and Chiefs fan. But some of his takes this offseason were really resonating with me. We'll see if it keeps up, but I think Nick Wrong may have pulled the Jim Rome.
Nick Wrong
2.0. He's actually right. Nick really right.
Most LeBron stans are people that are young, anybody who lived through the Jordan era and watched him be great and dominate and win championships and be clutch and beat all his contemporaries knows the truth. Me and my nephew will argue and scream at each other, and he will never give in, and I will never give in. I told him, you're never going to convince me that Jordan is less than LeBron ever. There's nothing you could tell me. You can't lose 6 finals and be a GOAT. You can't. I don't care if you've been to 10. You can't lose 6. Jordan won 6, never lost. And that's the end of the discussion. I know this is a football discussion, but I get hot over that. Me and my nephew really yell at each other.
There you go. Wanted to Zeska guys was saying, y'all see that Manning cast thing? Brady was talking about playing football again. I think he'll joke about that forever and just keep us all wondering. I don't think he will, but
how?
It was a funny video. Did you see that Manning cast? They did these interviews for the third member of the Manning cast. And you should definitely, it's quick and it's good. It's very well done, and highly recommend it. Very funny. So make sure you check that out, Aaron. But Brady was at the end, and he was in the green room or the waiting room, essentially waiting to come in for his interview. And someone called me, yeah, they never even called me in. I guess I'll just have to go back to play football this year, and it's oh no. Although there's always been talk that, maybe, Kyle passed on him before for Jimmy. Maybe he'd bring him in, but I guess not with Purdy being the captain. That would be a tough sell.
Dude,
We also
Would
can't afford him. He'd be 25 mil at a minimum, I'm sure.
he'd have to play for free.
Said Aaron, they might lose the Cardinals on purpose to keep them from the first pick. Oh, kind of the way the Cardinals lost to us, or was it the Rams? It was the Rams lost to us, so that we were the second pick in 2017 instead of the number one overall pick where we could have got Myles Garrett. We were instead the second pick because the Rams let us win at the end of 2016, so we wouldn't have the number one pick. So it's been done in the NFC West before, for sure. And that's recently. I'm sure it's been done before that. He's 58, Jim Rome, so 5 years older than me. Wow.
You're still pretty young then. 58's
Yeah.
not bad. I could see him doing radio for another 10 years.
Never know. Never know. Nick Wright was really good. This offseason. He's really, I really feel like he's turning around.
I think still would slap him in the face if I seen him in real life.
Well, for all the Warrior stuff, I would, and all that Steph Curry.
He's just a dweeb that is on TV. He's just
maybe it's just he's got good analysts giving him good stuff, but he's whatever he's reading, or if he made it himself, it's a big improvement over everything I've ever seen him say. So
when I look at guys on TV who, if I was in school with them, I would have dumped their books. If I would have dumped your books in school, but you're on TV and you're popular, I have a problem with that. And I was bullied in school, so you have to be a nerd if I want to dump your books on the ground. Like, what up? Give you a freaking atomic wedgie.
I wouldn't say I was a bully, but I was one of the bigger kids for sure. I was 6'1" as a freshman, and then filled out.
I was 6'1" as a freshman too, and I didn't fill out till I was in my late 20s.
Yeah, no, I was like 190, 195 when I graduated, and then filled out a lot freshman year. They talk about the freshman 15. I think I gained 35 pounds the first quarter. A lot of beer and margaritas and pizzas. It was bad BAD. Not a lot of studying. Randy brought up a good point. Caleb may not come out this year. If you saw this, but Caleb Williams, the presumptive number one overall pick in the 2024 draft, said, if the team that has number one pick, I don't like them, I might just stay another year in college. And,
smart man.
Yeah. Well, he wants to play for he said he wants to play for the Niners. But, obviously we got Purdy. So for now, we'll see. I don't know. I think we might be really excited about that by the end of the season. We'll see.
I don't want to do this again.
Yeah, well, and then there's a lot of people saying, like, why would you want to come play for Shanahan after what he did to RG3 and Lance? I'm like, that's a good point. I don't think I would want to. If I just don't think he'd
be Kyle's guy.
He doesn't want a dynamic guy. He wants somebody who does what they're told.
Yes. Kyle wants a quarterback who just does what he's told and shuts up. And doesn't
take too much away from Kyle and his precious system. Sorry, let's get negative. Let's get away from that. But anyway, it was a very interesting story that came up today, and in a very, I'm just thinking for the guy, like, don't be Leinart 2.0, because Matt Leinart was supposed to be a first round pick out of USC, and then he went back because they had missed the national championship against Texas, and he wanted to win the Natty for USC before he graduated. Not only did he not win, but then he didn't play that well, and his draft stock dropped. He probably cost himself many, many millions of dollars by not coming out. So, Caleb, don't be Matt Leinart 2.0. I mean, even if it's a bad team, go get your money, man. You'll be set for life. You don't want to risk an injury or, like I said, your draft stock falling. If you're the number one overall pick, go get your 40 mil. Get it. Book it. It's guaranteed.
Matt Leinart had one of the longest deliveries as a left-hander I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, I thought Steve Young had a long delivery as a left-hander. Leinert's was like, no wonder he couldn't complete any passes. I mean, it was just like, geez, dude, you just jump every route. Yeah, and he sucked. Yeah. I hated USC back in the day. Freaking bastards.
I was a big fan because my wife went to USC, and one of my coworkers, his half brother was David Kurtman, who was the fullback with Reggie Bush and Lendale White were the Thunder and Lightning backs. And David Kurtman was a really good fullback for them with Leinart, and then also with John David Booty. Bush and Booty was a fun T-shirt.
How about that booty?
Yeah, I'm getting the call here, and we are running into 5 minutes time, 5-minute warning. Give me 1 sec. I'm just going to grab this real quick, and I'll be...
Yep. This could be a huge telephone call for Ted. Everybody pray. Hope everything's good. Boom. Yeah, we're almost at an hour and a half here, Teddy. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the call. She said she called the doctor, and the doctor said, pack your bags. So
All right,
we're
brother
headed
man.
back to the hospital, second time in 2 days. This time seems like maybe
Awesome.
more legit, but we don't have to run right this second. We still got a few minutes left. It's nothing that urgent. Let's just go right through to make sure. I was just gonna just check. Oh, Dion's kid too, Shakur Sanders from CU Boulder. Yeah, he's an interesting one.
Well,
And
that's who you want us to be. That's who you wanted to be our new head coach, Dion, right? That's who
yeah,
you're pulling for?
well, and during my tour of negativity, everybody was like, "Well, who do you want for your coach? You don't want
Well,
Kyle." And I was
because
like,
I've made the point, if we're gonna move on, we better move on to somebody who's way better than Kyle.
"Yeah." So
Otherwise,
I said,
don't.
Dion frickin' Sanders, man. He got us number 5. I have no doubts he'll get us number 6. Look what
Let's
he's done for Boulder.
let's pump the brakes. Let's see what he does
Yeah,
all year. Everybody's even including himself. He's like, "Look at me." I'm like, "Come on, dude. Like, it's one game. Let's." I think he's awesome. I think Dion's freaking great.
yeah.
Would I
I did
want
so
someone
well
like,
for an hour and 25 minutes, and it's all falling apart here.
man?
The other one is Ben Johnson from the Lions. He had that offense humming with like Jared frickin' Goff and maybe Amon-Ra St. Brown as their best
I
weapon.
think
And
Jared Goff is not
they
that
do have a
bad of
great
a
O line.
quarterback.
They have a great O line. The Lions do. Panay Sewell, who could have had instead of Lance. FY, I think he was 5th or 6th overall. I think it went Jamar Chase and then Panay Sewell to the Lions, if I recall correctly.
Jamar Chase, he's a tight end, right, for the Falcons?
He is. And then with Boulder, with Dion, there was also that two-way player who is a corner and a wide receiver who like had some great catches and made an interception and a lot of tackles. And he played like 129 plays in the game and in the Texas Heat at TCU. A lot of people are saying he grew up as a Niners fan, so there's some Niners links to him as well too. I forget his name, but anyway, Luke says no way we're getting close to the first round pick. Well, we have a first round pick, Luke, but yeah, it'll probably be 32, hopefully.
Yeah, that's
late
what we should
20s,
be aiming
32.
for.
Yeah, but if we were to have traded Bosa, then we probably could have gotten up close to number 1 overall potentially. The trick is, though, you just don't know who's going to end up with that number 1 pick, and most teams don't want to trade it.
Trading Bosa would have been an absolutely horrible decision.
Oh yeah, it would have killed our season, and this is our last
Because
season. We know
if you're going to
we'll have
trade him, that
everybody
means
together.
you need to bring in a couple defensive linemen to replace him. Like, you'd have to trade for multiple people. Like, people, oh yeah, they're so quick to jump ship with people. I had a feeling the deal was going to get done today. I wasn't positive, but I was ready to go on a rant if it would have made it to Thursday. I would have been like, "You pieces of trash," like yada yada. Ted's right. We need Dion or whatever.
No, I mean, I was just kind of saying anyone who can get us a franchise QB, because you can win these Super Bowls with a not franchise QB. You can win one. There's examples. Obviously, Jim McMahon, Trent Dilfer, Brad Johnson.
McMahon was ass.
Nick Foles, but like none of them won 2. So if you want more than 1 Super Bowl, I think you need that franchise QB. But let's give. I said all along, I'm giving Kyle this season. If he can win his first ever Super Bowl, all is clear. But I'm not like, if we beat Pittsburgh or we beat Dallas or we're start out 8-0. Like, sorry guys, that's not enough for me to like drop the Kyle. Displeasure. It's going to take ring number 6 in this season before I'm really ready to say that. So I'll root for the team. I'll root for the players. Obviously, root for Kyle too. But I'm not going to like jump on the Kyle bandwagon again anytime soon.
We just all got to stop being prisoners of the moment and let the season freaking play out. That's all we got to do. All of us who want to crown Purdy, and all of us who want to poop on Lance saying his career's done. Everybody's so like that's what I noticed about sports broadcasting in general, not just people that do podcasts, is like they are prisoners of the moment. They get caught up in the moment and they start making these proclamations about who's great and who's not. Like, geez, man, just pump the brakes.
No doubt. Well, good. Well, I think this is a good time to end. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Honor R.I.P. Jimmy Buffett, who passed away this week.
Yeah.
So Aaron, thanks as always. If
Yeah, no
like I
doubt,
said,
man.
everyone who is on my channel, make sure you get over to Aaron's channel, like and subscribe. 49ers First
Please.
Takes. Also, if you're on Aaron's channel, first TED Talks Ball, or you can find me at TEDH6 also on YouTube. Either one gets you to TED Talks Ball. So, yeah, like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next Wednesday, 3:30 Pacific, 6:30 Eastern. What do you got going on the rest of the week, Aaron? Anything you want to promote?
No, this is pretty much it. I didn't do a show with Raj. I might do something with Raj soon.
Okay.
But no breezy this week because breezy will be in Pittsburgh. But I'll be on his channel Monday talking about the game. So me and him have I'm part of his breezy stream on Monday. I'm now a guest, and then our show on Saturday is kind of like it's like a surprise thing because it's not always something we can do because of his schedule. So anytime me and Breezy do a show on my channel, or me and Breezy do a show on my channel, it'll be it'll be a big thing because I like think Wayne's one of the best.
He is. He's
I
great.
think you guys are all the best. Ted, Breezy, Raj, all the guys on the Monday, Brian Culp, David McNiner, Ty Alston. You guys are all fantastic. I'm a lucky person to be able to
You're
stream with,
blessed.
like, very blessed.
Fortunate. I think hard work can lead to good luck. So I think that's part of what's brought
Not
it
being
to
a
you.
complete toolbox too.
There you go. That helps too. So I've got Pedro Burge tomorrow from Australia. That's looking pretty iffy. Bash 3 o'clock on Friday. Pedro's 2:45 tomorrow Pacific. Bash 3 o'clock. Balling with Bash and Ted. Both of those in jeopardy. We'll see. I'll keep everybody posted as soon
Yeah.
as we know more. But
Prayers up, man.
thanks,
Hope everything
thanks
goes well.
everybody. And I'll just say peace and go Niners.
See ya, everybody.